Aquarius, the planetary energies, and I think of them as planetary beings that send messages, always have this interchange. And the energy that's going on right now is really suggesting that the veil between the logical, material world that we live in and the spiritual world, or the world that we can't touch, see, or feel but does exist, those boundaries are becoming very blurred, at least during the first 3 weeks of this month. And there's a message underneath this of connecting with spiritual source, but also connecting with spiritual source to make sure you're taking care of yourself, so greater healing comes. So what does that mean for you? I can read your chart and the energy and say, this is the sun is in Gemini, and this cycle of Gemini is about finding more creativity and having a good time, and that's true. But what does it mean to you to be taking care of yourself so you can develop into a more compassionate spiritual being? And part of this is suggesting that there's going to be some thoughts when Mercury goes retrograde from Cancer back to Aquarius, that there's going to be some ideas that come to you about what you can do in terms of adjusting to your life, this daily, normal, I call it the 3D world, the world we function in, of what's needed to get done, our routines, our work, taking care of ourselves, and suggesting that there's this vibration of getting in touch of how you feel about it, and that through getting in touch with how you feel about the things that you're supposed to do or have to do, or what we were always told we should do, especially Cancer has to deal with early training, early upbringing. You have to make your bed, blah, blah, blah. How you feel about it, it's going to make a shift for you somehow. That the awareness itself might make a shift to say, okay, so this is why I'm this way. But it also is connecting to some type of a healing. And when Neptune goes retrograde, Neptune's very powerful this month. It's going retrograde in Pisces, the sign ahead of yours, suggesting that you might not be aware totally. I know you're an Aquarian, so you want to know it all. You want to think that you figured it all out. But this is saying, don't be open to the idea that you have more talents than you know of, than you've tapped into. You have more inner resources, more gifts, more talents that you have not developed, that have been hidden from you. And the way to access them is through this connecting with where you might feel that you're not, you've been told a certain way of being, and where you may not be totally taking care of yourself for what you need. Now, the full moon in Sagittarius, this is a fun full moon. Well, in general, full moon in Sagittarius is fun. This one does come with a Venus-Saturn opposition, so it can have a little bit of limitation on this one. But the idea is freedom, and for you is to freedom with friendships. Do something you love with people that you love, who accept you as you are. And yes, there might be, it's like, if I could do what I really love to do, what I really wanted to do, it'd be something different because I might not have the funds, Venus, Saturn. Or there could be something around your work where you feel restricted. And some Aquarian energy, depending on when you were born, could really start to feel this impact of this Saturn square your sign, sun sign, feeling restricted. It will lift. It is about reevaluating, letting go, getting back in touch with what's the core important part of you. The sun goes into Cancer on the 21st, the solstice. And that energy of the solstice is suggesting that there is somewhat of a shift that will reiterate the Mercury retrograde from Cancer right? About what are the routines that I have in life and how do I feel about them. You're an air sign, you're very intellectual, but getting in touch with how your feelings impact your thoughts and how your thoughts impact your feelings, especially about certain things of life that are on the to-do list, will bring you more freedom and will allow you to take the core of some of the fundamental things of taking care of yourself. The month ends with the new moon in Cancer, and this new moon is connected back to the April energy because we have an exact Mars-Uranus opposition square Pluto, similar to the energy that we had in the April time frame. So if there's issues that didn't get resolved in April, guess what? They're going to come up again. Perhaps in a little bit of different form, but they will come up. Awareness is really key here, because where you could feel pulled in a lot of different directions. I want to do this, and this over here is restricting me. The awareness will bring you the freedom, and the freedom this time actually shows it will connect back to doing things that you love to do, doing things that are not necessarily connected to making money or your career, that they're connected to feeling that life is full and you have joy in your life.